Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Pittsburgh Steelers with the new addition of Kenny Pickett. And also, let's not forget George Pickens, who they picked in the second round. George Pickens got picked in the second round. Haha, I'm so funny. No, I'm not. Anyways, getting into the team. Kenny Pickett was an interesting pick considering that Mike Tomlin literally said that he is in love with Malik Willis and he wanted him so bad. So I can assure you that Mike Tomlin did not make this pick. The front office made the pick for Mike Tomlin. And it's not really a bad choice considering that Kenny Pickett came out of Pittsburgh. He already knows the area. He already knows his surroundings. He doesn't have to make a huge transition. So it's not really the worst pick in the world. I'm just saying Malik Willis was on the board. A lot of people have him higher on the board, but Kenny Pickett is also a day one starter. So picking Kenny Pickett was not a bad choice either. And they picked Kenny Pickett. They have two guys with Pick in their name. They're throwing me off quite a bit. Anyways, what I was saying was Malik Willis was on the board and Mike Tomlin said he was in love with him. I was just hugely surprised that they didn't go with Malik Willis, but who knows? Kenny Pickett could be just a better day one starter. So we got that. We got Najee Harris, who was a beast last season, probably a superstar dev, I think. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool here. Chase Claypool was good his rookie season. I don't know what happened this year. George Pickens, we don't know how good he's going to be, but he was a menace. If you guys didn't see that, I might throw it in the video. There was a video of him like with a ski mask on, like beefed up and stuff. I think that was George Pickens. It could have been someone else.
Nighttime, I'm up at the right time. Sword damage, I say he get piped now. Damon back.
But he's AFC North ghetto ready because the AFC North is the ghetto of the NFL. I hate to break it to you. As a Ravens fan, I can accept it. Anyways, this is the rest of the team. We got Dotson here, Kevin Dotson on the O-line, James Daniels, who was great pickup from the Bears. He has a lot of potential here. The rest of the O-line needs some work, though, I'm not going to lie. They got some young guys in Okafor here and Green, and I think Moore is pretty young as well. Is he? Dan Moore? Yeah, he's a rookie. Wow. For some reason, he just looks older. Got our tight end Pat here. Defensively looking into it, this is the huge strong point of the team. D-line already beast out. Edge is beast out. Got Miles Jack. Miles Jack didn't have a great last season with the Jaguars, so that's why they had to cut him. I feel like they just didn't want to pay him big money. So Steelers paid him a good amount of money, but didn't overpay. Terrell Edmonds, who hasn't been as successful as his younger brother Tremaine Edmonds, but still doesn't matter. He's still a great player overall. I mean, he's not horrible. He's just made a little bit of an impact for the Steelers. Just not a first-round pick talent. Minkah Fitzpatrick is a first-round pick talent. Dude's a beast. I was honestly surprised they didn't pick Andrew Booth here at pick 20 or I think it's Kari Elam or Elm out of Florida, that defensive back out of Florida. I feel stupid while trying to pronounce all these names, but I was surprised Andrew Booth did not go here to the Steelers at pick 20, and they didn't just wait on a QB like everyone else. But anyways, this is the team. George Pickens, Kenny Pickett, the new additions of the Steelers. I will be doing a Ravens rebuild soon because they got a lot of great pickups in the draft. So if you do want these rosters, make sure you go check out the link in my description. And it's now time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-2, second in the division behind the 5-2 Baltimore Ravens. I did not change any of the playbooks. So this is still the Steelers scheme, Steelers offense, Steelers defense. And it looks like we're doing pretty great overall, so I'm not going to change them. Choose a draft class, keep auto-generated rookies. I'm not going to put Bryce Young or any of the new rookies coming up because it's just too far into the future. Anyways, players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here offensively. Terrell Edmonds. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, he's young, so I guess I'll give him a contract, and it's kind of cheap anyways, so I'll give him a deal here. Carl Joseph, no. Anthony Miller, he's going to be 27 by the end of the season, and I highly doubt he'll be an 80 overall by the end of this rebuild, so no. John Simon, no. And everyone else here is a no for me. So I just genuinely don't care about those guys, so it's now time to move into the playoffs. And somehow we finish in the league at 8-9. I mean, it was a highly contested division, third in the division. seemed our defensive points per game was 10th and our offensive points per game was 15th. Interesting. Okay. Stats and awards. Let's see what we got here. Kenny Pickett did pretty good for a rookie, but 28th in passing touchdowns sucks. 11th best offense, 13th best defense. 18 interceptions is horrible, by the way. 4,200 yards is good, but 23 touchdowns he needs to get up, and 18 interceptions is really bad for a rookie. Najee Harris, 11 TDs. Snell had 12. 4.8 per carry, 1,500 yards, great season. Deontay Johnson, 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards, 8 TDs. Pat did pretty decent. The rest of the team just not as impressive. Defensively, Miles Jack, 138 tackles for a loss, 15 for Stephon Tuitt, sacks, 12 for Cam Hayward, 9 for Stephon Tuitt, interceptions, 3 for Devin Bush, and 3 for Levi Wallace. Safeties is 0 defensive touchdowns, is 1 for Terrell Edmonds. So I'm going to switch up into the Kansas City offense, and then keep the defense, because their defense was 10th in points per game, which I'm cool with. Most of the time, I can't even get top 20. So I'm going to go vertical. Where's vertical zone run? I always go vertical zone run. Then I'm going to go Kansas City's offense, because it's always the best. Kansas City's offense. I'm going to keep the defense, because so far it's been pretty dang good. And, yeah, as long as I keep it like that, I'll be happy. So let's move into, not the Super Bowl, but into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bears in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP, and there are no awards here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett didn't win Rookie of the Year, apparently. Let's see the roster upgrades. Offensively, Anthony Miller, George Pickens. George Pickens, I wish he would have started. And this is what we got. So it looks like there is no development upgrades. Defensively, looking into it, what do we have? We look the exact same, other than Ahkello Witherspoon, who's going to turn 28 next season, so he's going to be regressing then. He's not going to be that much of an upgrade. Unfortunate. Let's move into the re-sign players here to see who we have to re-sign who we have to upgrade. So this is going to be a little bit interesting to see who we have, because, well, actually, no. I don't think so, because we already signed Terrell Edmonds. We don't need anyone else. AFC North, I already passed it. There it is. Tyson Alalu, I believe is how you pronounce the last name, retired. Our defensive tackle retired. So we may need to replace that in this upcoming draft. Carl Joseph, Anthony Miller, John Simon, all these guys I just don't care for, so I'm not going to re-sign them. And it's now time to get into free agency with $57 million to spend. After free agency, I only ended up getting Bradley Roby on a 1-year deal. He's just, a filler player for our defensive back group. There wasn't really a good free agency class there, so let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up a defensive back, Connor Batch, out of Ohio State. Hidden dev, 5'10", 193 pounds. He looks pretty good overall, other than his zone coverage, but I think he's a good first-round pick. And in the third round, I'm picking up right tackle Chris Beal. Hidden dev, 6'5", 317, out of Louisville, 90 strength. He has F stamina, but A pass block, B injury, B pass block power, and C run block power. Here we are after the draft, as we have Beal here, 71 overall, right tackle out of Louisville. It doesn't seem too bad at all. We have Gilmore, who I traded up in the third round to get, and he's a total bust. And yeah, that is unfortunate. We got Austin here, Calvin Austin III, rookie. Well, he was a rookie last season. Looking at it defensively, we got Adams Batch, 77 overall, huge first-round pick. Dude's a beast. We got quite the depth here at DB. Not horrible DBs, like 78s overall aren't bad, but it's not the best either. Looks like my second round pick isn't here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. I'm not really going to worry about it. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, apart from that, the team is looking pretty good. Let's look at our specialists. Pickens is in the slot. Bush, Highsmith, Stephon Tuitt, Highsmith, Roby. Batch is going to be playing in the slot. Sure, that's fine with me. So it's now time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, as we are 4-3, second division in not really a highly contested division, considering the Bengals are 0-7, the Ravens are 2-4, but the Browns are 6-1. We got, 16th best offense and 5th best defense, so we're rocking pretty good right now. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have. Minka is here. I would love to sign Minka back on a huge deal. Some people argue he's the best safety in the NFL. He's easily top 3. Deontay Johnson here. We got a big deal for him is what we have as he resigns. Miles Jack, I would love to have you back as well. You're doing pretty good. Of course, 26 superstar dev, and here he signs. Stephon Tuitt, I'll do a 2-year deal, just so that way I can work down your contract as you age, as he resigns. Chris Boswell, no. You're just older. Kilo Witherspoon, no. Levi Wallace, no. Benny Snell, no. Miles Boykin, no. Mitch Trubisky, probably for the money you're asking, no. Derek Watt, no. Dwayne, oh. Damn, I feel bad. R.I.P. to Dwayne Haskins, bro. He shouldn't be in the game. I need to remove that from my roster. Dang, that's upsetting. Anyways, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the playoffs. And we have a repeat of last season in the Kansas City Chiefs for Steelers wild card. Here we are in the playoffs, 10-7 as the Browns go 11-6, take the division. Ravens go 9-8. Do the Ravens sneak into the playoffs is the question. No, we had the 7th seed, and we actually sneaked into the playoffs at 10-7, coming off a 41-30 loss against the 7-10 Bengals. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Kenny Pickett, he was pretty great. He was a huge improvement. 21st best offense, though. 26 defense makes no sense. 4,200 yards, 33 TDs, 11 interceptions. Najee Harris, 13 TDs, 5.1 per carry, 1,200 yards, great season. George Pickens, 1,200 yards, 10 TDs. That's superstar to have, great season. Deontay Johnson, 13 TDs, almost 1,000 yards. Chase Claypool, Najee Harris, cool. Defensively, Devin Bush, 142 tackles for a loss, 16 for Highsmith, sacks 12 for Highsmith. Stephon Tuitt with 8, Cam Hayward with 8, and TJ Watt only having 5.5 sacks is a joke. Interceptions is 4 for Miles Jack. Safeties is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Minka. Okay. So with that being said, let's see if we can get absolutely humiliated by the Chiefs. I don't expect us to win this. It's the Chiefs. They're a really good team. And wow, okay, cool. 35-32, here to lose against the 13-4 New England Patriots, because I never expect us to win. And yeah, 34-31, as expected. Our defense is 15th in points per game, and our offense is 14th in points per game. Hopefully that can improve over the next season. I'm still going to rock with Pittsburgh's defense, but it's now time to move in, again, not to the Super Bowl, but to the offseason. And the Cowboys beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Very American Super Bowl there. DeMarcus Lawrence wins Super Bowl MVP. Dak wins League MVP. Mike McCarthy wins Coach of the Year. Zeke wins Offensive Player of the Year. My God, it's just all Cowboys. What a scary day for any NFL fan. Anyways, now it's time to see into the roster to see if there is any development upgrades. Offensively, what do we got? Kenny Pickett does not get an upgrade, but George Pickens does. He's a beast so far. Beal is only a star dev, which I'm cool with. Is Okafor a designated right tackle? No, he's going to play left tackle from now on, even though it does list him as a right tackle, because I need a left tackle, and Okafor is developing a little bit faster than I thought he would. So that's good for us. And Okafor is officially going to play over there once I refresh this. And he is this Kenyon Green? No, Kendrick Green. And we got Kevin Dotson. Cool. Okay, defensively looking into it, we have Batch, who's only a star dev, which I'm cool with. And Highsmith gets superstar dev. That's sick. Specialist, yeah. Highsmith isn't even starting, and he had superstar dev. He wasn't even starting, and he had 12 sacks. That's insane to me. Anyways, let's see what we got for our re-sign players and the retirements. So, who do we have? We had Dwayne Haskins, which was upsetting, and Mitch Trubisky. I'm not going to re-sign either of them. Dwayne Haskins shouldn't be in the game. 2022 retirements. Let's see who we have for the AFC North. Nobody in the AFC North retires. That's interesting. Now let's go to players ready to negotiate. And Chris Boswell, Kilo Witherspoon. Everyone else here is just a no for me. I don't even want Bobby Snell. Is it Bobby Snell? I feel stupid for saying that. Something Snell. Am I dumb? Or is it Benny Snell? Yes, I am dumb. I knew it started with the B. Anyways, it's now time to get in free agency with $59 million to spend. Here we are after a huge free agency. Got Quentin Nelson, so I'm going to move Kevin Dotson over to center. And then we got Derwin James here, who just seems like a Steeler. He's going to play over Terrell Edmonds. And then we also got Casey Hayward Jr. just on a one-year deal here. And he is superstar dev, so we're going to see how he plays out. Let's get into this draft. In the first round, I'm picking up defensive back DION Russell out of Boise State. Only normal dev, unfortunately. Defensive back. He's not that horrible of a player, though. In the second round, I'm picking up Desmond Coleman, defensive tackle out of Vanderbilt, hidden dev, 90 strength, 6'5". Saw A, play rec, and B, pursuit and C, tackle, and I was like, that's good enough for me. So he seems like a pretty good player. Here we are after the draft and after the offseason. Huge improvement to the offensive line just by adding Quentin Nelson, moving Kevin Dotson over to left tackle, and then looking at the rest of the O-line, just improvement all around. Defensively, looking into it, Coleman is a 73 overall. Great pickup in the second round. Our first round pick was this guy I picked in the second round my first year. He's not good. Russell, though, DION Russell is a 73 overall. He just doesn't have a development, so that was still a good pickup. I like that. Derwin James is a beast. I'm going to trade away Terrell Edmonds now because I have the ability to do that, basically. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. And Broncos can't take him out of cap room. And any other team, Packers don't have the cap room. And Titans don't have the cap room. Who has the cap room? The Vikings do. And are the Vikings the only team? Oh, is that the Jaguars? The Jaguars have the cap room. He's going to go to the Jaguars. Who's their strong safety? Adrian Amos, so he's not going to fit well there. That's the Titans. No, the Titans weren't the ones that had the cap room. The Texans have the cap room. I highly doubt the Texans have a strong safety. Yeah, they don't. So, who do they have of value to me? Tremaine Edmonds, get his brother over here. Oh, yeah, swap his brother for the brother. That'd be funny. Desmond King, Jonathan Jones. I might want Desmond King here. Even though he will regress, I would actually straight up trade that. Will you straight up trade that? Is that a trade? Yep, that's a trade. Terrell Edmonds for Desmond King. I'm rocking with that. Even though Desmond King does start regression, he's still a decent player overall to start with. So that's good stuff. I'm going to refresh the roster so that way the CPU can recognize him. And Desmond King in the slot. Coleman, I'm going to move up. And Highsmith, Devin Bush. Cool. I got everything I wanted. I like the team. It is now time to move in to the midseason mark for our third season. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are coming off a win to the Texans, as we are 4-2, second in the division, highly contested division. One loss will put us at the bottom of the division. Breakout player here. Let's see if I can actually remember to do this. Let's see what we got. Who is this? Come on, please, let me see. Deontay Johnson. He's not getting 4 TDs or 200 yards, but sure, we'll give him a shot. Why not? Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Casey Hayward. Oh, that's only $4 million. Oh, yes, please. Yes. I will definitely do that for 1 year, negotiate his contract as it goes down. James Daniels, I would like on a long-term deal. He's a great player, and he resigns. Devin Bush, of course, I want him back, first-round pick. And he wants more money. Interesting. Chase Claypool, I would like you back as well. You're still a solid second player, but you really haven't done much this rebuild, but I still want you back. Alex Highsmith has been doing quite the numbers for us, so we are going to re-sign him. He resigns. Kenny Pickett, he should not be here. He should have a 5-year deal because he's a first-round pick, so I should get a 4-year deal with him with a 5th-year option. So he should not be here in the first place. Neither should George Pickens. George Pickens should be a 4-year deal. So 5-year deal for Kenny Pickett. It's back out of here, then you have to go back in. I do this literally every rebuild because of the contracts. You can't adjust the contracts whenever you're first creating the player. It kind of sucks. George Pickens, I would like to have on a 4-year deal instead of a 3-year deal because that's supposed to be his deals in his contract. So 4-year deal for George Pickens, back out of here. Then you have to go back in again. So go to players ready to negotiate once more. And then we have Kevin Dotson here, who I do want to resign. And he's a left. That's cheap for a left tackle as he resigns. Okafor, no, I don't want Okafor back, but I can get value out of him. He's a 76 overall left tackle. I can definitely get value out of this guy. Does anyone have a high interest in him? I don't think so. We just need someone with the cap room to take him. The Ravens can take him. Oh, no, we don't want to work with a opposing rival here. To the Houston Texans you go. You can play right tackle, I bet, just fine. So we're going to trade a 3rd-round pick for you. And not quite going to give up all that. So let's give up a 6th-round pick for you. And you're off. Okafor is gone. DeMarvin Leal, he should have a 4-year deal, but I'm not going to worry about that. Calvin Austin, Steven Sims. Why is Lamar Jackson on our team? I hate this game so much. Oh my god. Lamar Jackson should not be on the team. The CPU just signed him because we didn't have a second-string QB, and he was sitting in free agent. God, that's so annoying. And I can't cut him because I have a freaking overall restriction on my team. That's so stupid. I hate how EA does this. It's one of the most frustrating things in the game. It's so stupid. No restriction to cut him, and then I am going to go and cut him here. It's so dumb, bro. I hate how EA does this and just allows this in the game. No, I didn't want Lamar Jackson on my team. I have my future QB. Get him off my team. It's so annoying. Anyways, league settings, we're going to have to go back and put the restriction back on, or else they're going to start cutting Casey Hayward. It's going to piss me off. So the restriction is back on. God, that's so dumb, bro. Anyways, let's go to the free agents and sign a new second-string free agency quarterback, so that way I don't get screwed here. Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, sure. We're going to sign you, Jimmy Garoppolo, and make sure that they don't sign another QB. Dwayne Haskins is in free agency. Yikes. Anyways, let's see if we can beat the Rams to see if we can get that breakout challenge for Diontae Johnson. So let's see what we got here. And we do beat them. Breakout teammate, let's see who we had. Well, I in a game I was hoping to have, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to make excuses. It was still a 35-point win, but still 5-2. It's now time to move to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 13-4, top of the division. See, we didn't need Lamar Jackson as our defensive points per game is first and our offensive points per game is second. Got a first-round bye. Let's see the stats and awards. Kenny Pickett is going to be good. He only started the second half of the season. Even though he only started the second half of the season, he got 27 touchdowns, third best offense, third best defense. Wow. This is an amazing stat line for only half a season. Imagine what he would have done if he started the entire season. Najee Harris, 16 TDs, 5.3 per carry, 1,400 yards. I'm going to make him an X factor. That's a great year. George Pickens, 1,200 yards, almost 1,300 yards, 12 TDs. I'm going to make him an X factor. That's an amazing season. Diontae Johnson, 8 TDs, 1,200 yards. I would give Diontae Johnson X factor, but he didn't get as many receptions and 4 less touchdowns as George Pickens. Pat, I'm going to give superstar, 1,000 yards, almost 100 receptions, 9 TDs. Yeah, Pat is going to get superstar. And Chase Claypool finally put up double-digit touchdowns, and he still hasn't had 1,000 yards this entire rebuild for reception yards, but it's fine. And looking at it defensively, Myles Jack, 126 tackles for a loss. 22 for Desmond Coleman, the rookie defensive tackle. He's doing great. Sacks, 19 for TJ Watt, 10 for Highsmith, 6 for Tuitt, 6 for K-Word. That doesn't make sense. 7 interceptions for Myles Jack. He's going to be a superstar X factor. Safety, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, it is now time to see who we're going to be playing in this divisional round and if we can beat them to move on to the conference championship. The team is stacked out of its mind. So let's see what we got. Malik Willis and the Tennessee Titans. Is Ryan Tannehill still the starter in the Tennessee? I would like to see that. So let's go. Titans QB. Ryan Tannehill is still, unfortunately, the starter for the Tennessee Titans. So let's see if we can beat Tennessee Titans and Malik Willis, who's a second string, who is supposed to be in love with Malik Willis. Well, Malik Willis was in love with him, and we slapped the Titans in the face, 49-24. Here to face the 10-7 division rivals, the Cincinnati Bengals. Are the Browns still in this playoff bracket? No, we got the Chiefs. No, we don't have the Chiefs. I'm so stupid. This is the conference championship. Why would the Browns be in this playoff bracket? These are the last two AFC conference teams in this playoff. So let's get into this conference championship to see if we can move on to the Super Bowl against these and see if we can beat the 88 overall Cincinnati Bengals. And Chidobe Awuzie is now a superstar X Factor. Let's get into it. Here we are against the Cincinnati Bengals. Opening drive, 7 points. Good stuff. They strike back. We strike back immediately with Najee Harris. 13-14 currently. Doing pretty good. 21-13. Good stuff. 24-13 at half. They strike on their opening drive. 22-24, 22-27. Looks like a weird score. 22-30, 25-37, 32-37, 40-37. Don't choke this. 40-44, 47-44 on the last play of the game. They swipe it from us. Unacceptable from the defense to allow 47 points. Offense did their job tremendously, but so disappointing by the defense. Joe Burrow, 144 passer rating, 5 TDs, 0 interceptions. How is this not a perfect passer rating? I guess his completion percentage isn't the best. 4 TDs, 2 interceptions by Kenny Pickett. Not even a horrible game. Najee Harris, 8.3 per carry and a touchdown. Did amazing. Jamar Chase, 228 yards. We got dotted up by Chase. We got torched. 2 touchdowns as well, 13 receptions. George Pickens had an amazing game. It's just the defense was a huge problem. Let's get to the offseason. And Joe Burrow beats Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love, whoever is there on that team currently, in the Super Bowl. And there are no awards here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, unfortunately. Let's look at the roster upgrades. I wish I could give Kenny Pickett Superstar because he did have a great second half of the season whenever he did start. George Pickens, he's going to get a Superstar X Factor. The dude had an amazing season, almost 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. The dude did really, really, really good. So George Pickens is now an X Factor. He's definitely going to go in the thumbnail as well. So that's cool. Chase Claypool moves down to 3rd string. Pat, he's going to be a superstar. Dude had 1,000 yards and I think, 10 TDs? Something like that, 11 TDs? Something around there. Dude was very, very good and he deserves one. So he's going to get superstar as well. So we're going to give him that. And defensively looking into it, Miles Jack had 7 interceptions and had 148 tackles. I don't see why he wouldn't get Superstar X Factor. So he's definitely going to get Superstar X Factor here. I'm going to forcefully give it to him. And yep, there it is. So, Coleman has Superstar Dev. Did he get that or did he come with that is the question. He came with that and he had 22 tackles for a loss as rookie year. Casey Hayward is down to an 82 overall. But Desmond King has Superstar Dev. That's a huge upgrade. Derwin James, 99 overall. TJ Watt, 99 overall. Cameron Hayward is regressing. Stephon Tuitt has Superstar Dev. I don't know if I missed that from our earlier season. But yeah. Apart from that, guys, huge upgrades, especially on the defensive side of the ball. George Pickens is an X factor now. I wish Kenny Pickett would have developed a little bit better throughout this rebuild. But still, he had a really, really good season last season, making the conference championship. We still don't have a successful rebuild yet because we need to make a Super Bowl, not just win it. Well, we don't need to win it, but Casey Hayward retires. That's huge. I really wanted him for another season. I really, really did. So players ready to negotiate. Is there anyone else here? I think we have Devin Bush. Yeah, we do have Devin Bush. So let's up the bonus for him is what he wanted, and he resigns. Marvin Leal, no. And everyone else here is just a no for me. So I'm going to jump into free agency here with $22 million to spend. Here we are after free agency, picking up Trayvon Diggs to replace Casey Hayward. It's a huge addition, paid him big-time money, and I signed Jacob Eason on a 5-year deal. Super cheap deal, so that way the CPU doesn't just constantly keep signing QBs and benches Kenny Pickett. So let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm just picking up a tight end because we really don't need anything else. Normal dev, vertical threat. He's all right. This is the team after the draft as my first round pick, Porter. Is this guy? Yeah, Dante Porter is 71 overall. Kind of a bust of a pick, I guess, but we really didn't need anything else. Looking at it defensively, Groves. Wow, oh my God, the CPU picked up Dwayne Groves, hidden dev linebacker. Bobby Kent, hidden dev linebacker. And Vince May, hidden dev strong safety. The CPU is just a god at drafting compared to me. My goodness. Wow, they picked up quite the depth for us. Very, very good part on them. And yeah, rush right end is going to be Highsmith. Stephon Tuitt and Cameron Hayward are going to be the rush defensive tackles. I mean, I kind of want Coleman in there because he did really, really good. But still, this is what we got. This is what we're rocking with. The team is an absolute beast. We should have zero problem making it in the playoffs. So let's just skip into the playoffs because we don't need to re-sign anybody at the midseason mark. Here we are in the playoffs coming off a win to the Commanders as we are 11-6. Browns are 14-3, take the division. They're still playing a wild card for some reason. And the Bengals are 10-7. My Ravens are 5-12. Bengals didn't even make the playoffs at 10-7. We snuck in to the playoffs in the 7th seed with 11-6. Wow. Highly contested conference here. Colts apparently went 15-2 or 6-1 or maybe even 17-0. Anyways, stats and awards. Let's see what we got here. We got Kenny Pickett was a monster. What do we have? Kenny Pickett, top 5 for MVP. That's superstar dev. 6th best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 17th best defense. 4,800 yards, 49 TDs, 14 receptions. Great year. Najee Harris, 13 TDs, 4.9 per carry, 1,300 yards. Another amazing year. I should have given him X Factor. I forgot to give him X Factor last time. Chase Claypool, 1,500 yards, 22 touchdowns. Just shows up out of nowhere. I guess, well, it's because whenever you put a person in a slot, they become very, very good. So there's that. Deontay Johnson had a pretty good season. Vermouth had 10 touchdowns. Pickens had his worst season yet because he's a second-string receiver now and not the slot. That's the reason why Chase Claypool did so good. Looking at it defensively, Miles Jack, 137 tackles for a loss, 20 for TJ Watt, sacks, 28.5 for TJ Watt. I'm pretty sure that's a record. Interceptions is 5 for Trayvon Diggs. Safeties is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Minka. Huge season for TJ Watt. We need an X Factor at running back. I forgot to give Najee Harris Superstar X Factor from last season because the dude has been so good. He's a 99 overall anyways, so he's definitely going to get this Superstar X Factor development upgrade because I forgot to give him to it in the first place. Superstar X Factor for Najee Harris. Makes sense. And yep, that's cool. Anyways, it's now time to see if we can beat the Cleveland Browns, who are 14-3. I wouldn't be too surprised if we honestly lost because they're a very, very good team. Okay. I always need to hold my tongue when I talk, as the Colts were 14-3 and took the division because they have the 1st seed. They're here to face the 7th seed, the Pittsburgh Steelers, as we are 11-6. Let's see if we can beat them. Can we beat the Indianapolis Colts here? Please tell me we do. We don't. 28-24. This is going to be chalked up on the board as an unsuccessful rebuild, unfortunately. The team was still really good. We made it to the conference championship. We're 3 points shy of having a successful rebuild. Made it to the conference championship in the last season. But we still had really, really, really good developmental players. Let's see these overall development upgrades at the Super Bowl here. So I'm just going to simulate, not to the Super Bowl again, but to the offseason. So that way we can see these development upgrades. It could have easily been a successful rebuild. I was just so close to just having it, and I just couldn't get past the conference championship. It was unfortunate events as the Bucs beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again, as QB Grant Christie, new QB for the Buccaneers, wins the Super Bowl MVP. So anyways, let's look into the team upgrades. Definitely Kenny Pickett should have Superstar Dev, should be rocking the gold here, and he is. Chase Claypool gets Superstar Dev. That's sick. And defensively looking into it, Kent and Groves both have Superstar Dev. They're both Superstar Dev linebackers. The CPU is so good at drafting compared to me. May, the 2nd string, strong safety, has Star Dev. King has Superstar. Dang, dude. Just what a beast team, and this is considered an unsuccessful rebuild. Anytime I build the best team I possibly can, like one of the best teams I've ever made, I never win a rebuild. It's so frustrating. Anyways, this is what the defensive looks like. Tell me which team you guys would like me to rebuild next. I've already done the Jets, obviously the Steelers now, the Saints I've done, the Cardinals I kind of did. I didn't really have their 2nd round picks. I just had Hollywood Brown in there. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.